Unfortunately, it is another spud run with 118,000 potatoes, not to mention a number of potatoes that were on blue team in this one. But there's only so much you can do, and you can't win every game, but you can at least try. And as much as I tried hard in this one, there was a point in the game where there was absolutely no pulling it back. And from an early stage, that was evident, I think. But look, we got a couple of destroyers, we got a couple of cruisers, we've got some battleships, and surprise, surprise, I'm in a destroyer, and we've got an aircraft carrier. Now, to put a little bit of banter out there, unlike some players who profess to be the top 1% of destroyer players in this game, I don't abandon matches that have aircraft carriers in. So there's a bit of a boot stuck in for you. If you see my post on Facebook, you know what that's about. But to say that I've lost complete respect for the individual is an understatement. But enough about that. Here we are. We're on hotspot. It's domination, and we are here on BCAP, and so we are going to push BCAP and do what we can to spot for the team. Now, I always say that a destroyer's job is to spot, capture and kill. Here we've got an aircraft carrier in the game, so he kind of takes over at being the eyes of the team. But there is a Helena. I see planes above me, so I don't want to go rushing into this cap too quickly. But let's have a look and see what's going on. Now, that Helena is sat broadside there, and really any ship that is in range of it should have been absolutely slapping him with their first salvo of high explosive. But no, look, they're shooting at the battleship instead. That is absolutely awesome. Now, if you're new to the game and you're progressing through, there's kind of an unwritten rule regarding target priorities, because, I mean, destroyers can control, dominate and win a game for you every time. So the priorities should always be, if you want your destroyers to survive, enemy team destroyers, then cruisers, especially something like a Helena who's got a lot of guns, because that Helena will burn you to the ground given half a chance. Now, we only land 5, nearly 600 hit points off that Asashio, but we know where he is now. We know who is on cap. And if our aircraft carrier had his wits about him, he would come in and he would keep that guy spotted, even though he's in his smoke screen. You know, he could at least drop a set of fighter planes above there. So once that smoke screen runs out and that Asashio is bare naked in the middle of the cap, that he will be spotted and can be taken down. Now, this game, the way it's set out, it would be good to push that left flank. You know, you can push that left flank, and as you see, we've got a cruiser that has pushed down that left flank, and he's just landed himself a dev strike with a high caliber, sorry, not a high caliber, with a first blood. But if you look where he is now, he is completely overextended, and I make a mistake here because look, I'm sitting still in my smoke and the Helena lands some shots on me, so I'm being a dope in a smoke here, which is completely unlike me, but we're trying to get some shots and a fire onto that California. But I don't understand why nobody is taking some shots at that Helena, because is that some shots going at Helena? It's probably too late, he's disappeared now. But I really wish that Helena had disappeared, but we'll get round to him a little bit later. Now, we have got more planes coming in, but I've said it a lot before that there is no point sitting in a cap just contesting a cap. Now, it's dangerous to go forward because of the ships that we out there and the fact that we've got planes overhead, but we lose the Dallas to the California. He was just parked behind a rock, he was probably spotted, and the Cali was able to get shots across the top. It wasn't a dev strike, so he's probably taken some hits before. But we know that that Cali has got his guns across here, and so I decide that, yeah, let's try and add to his troubles, get another fire on him. But whatever I just landed shots on and got a fire in, is it the Cali? It was the Cali. Yes, that one's ticking. So there we go. He's running away. He's ticking. I know he had a fire on him earlier. There's a double fire. But we did see the Asasio momentarily, and I'm guessing that the destroyer on blue team that is off to our left has been spotted because he's slammed his smoke on. Now all that does is stop him from seeing the Asasio creeping up to him. The least he could do is actually go full forward, get out of that cap, kite the Asasio further in, and if he had a little bit of understanding about where people are on the map, know that I can come here as a gunboat and take this guy on. But he's backed up and he's lost his engines, and that Asasio was just waiting for that and has put his torps out, and we lose the Akatsuki. That guy would have been great in the middle of the map. Long-range torpedoes going after some of those battleships in the middle. For whatever reason, we've had two battleships pull all the way back on the map near the carrier, but I'm not giving up on this Asasio. I am going to get into him, and there we go. Now I am still spotted, but our Akatsuki very kindly left a smoke screen for us, and that means that we can damage con. We can now switch our guns onto this guy out here, the Normandy, and we can see if we can get a fire on him. So we've only got 2 turrets on. We're going to try and take this cap, but it's not long left on the smoke screen. There I am spotted, and I'm thinking, where am I spotted from? There's only one place I can be spotted from, and that's to my left, which means that the other destroyer is out here to my left and within my spotting radius. I'm like, oh crap, here we go. So if you are an aircraft carrier, please, one of the first things you should do, as I somehow managed to pick up a kill on the Normandy, so I'm guessing the carrier must have hit him with something as my fire burned him down, is to spot the destroyers and keep them spotted until they're dead. Because that way they're not going to sail all the way round the outside of the map and slap the living billies out of you. We lose another ship. We are losing ships like a leper loses skin. And it is not good. And it's at this time that I'm kind of realising that this one is an absolute gunner. And I've been so frantically and furiously pinging the map that I now can't ping the map anymore. But somebody takes out one of the blue team ships. I didn't see what that was for. Was it a liquidator or something like that? But I want to run this destroyer down because this is now part of my job. I can't ping the map. The carrier hopefully has seen the map pings before now, but we can see that that Helena is rushing straight up the center of the map, but we haven't got any ships to get guns on it because we've got one battleship, one cruiser, and myself. The carrier is still there, but he is going to be giving the sore finger, basically. The doctor is going to inspect his prostate dry. Not a single drop of lube is going to be given to that guy. Now I fired my guns because what I'm trying to do is to bait this Z35 into shooting at me, but he's not. He's onto the carrier look, and I'm guessing, yep, there we go. The carrier is a gun. He was spotted, and the Huger takes him out, but there we go. So the Z35 is up here on his own now, so he's overextended, but he's done an amazing job in getting round that flank without being spotted, and that should not have happened. Now you'll notice that I am running straight towards the Z35, and you're thinking, Tonic, you're absolutely stupid, mate. The Z35 has got a 5k sonar, and I'm like, yes, I know, but I think I do a little bit more damage than he does with my guns. There, I'm in sonar range. He's shooting at the cruiser, who is spotted by, I think, the Huger, and he succeeds in taking the cruiser out, which leaves me here and a battleship. So I'm obviously the focus for attention. I'm expecting torpedoes to be coming straight towards us. It's only a matter of time before I get this guy spotted. There we go. Now, he spotted because he was firing his guns even though he was in smoke, and I'm going to stay on him because I'm sure I can finish him and kill him. So here we go. But no, the battleship decides that instead of the Huger, instead of the cruiser, he's going to take a cheap kill that was probably worth about 200 hit points. So awesome job there, buddy. Don't shoot at anything else that we can see. Just shoot at the little guy. So now we've got the Helena to deal with, the ship that we've been asking forever to be taken care of. And it's at this point that I'm still thinking that the carrier is in the game, but the carrier has been taken out of the game. I didn't see who took it out because I was too preoccupied with everything else that was going on around me. Now, I only have one rack of torpedoes on the Cossack. They are active, and I'm going to put them towards the Helena. Now, I don't expect to hit anything here because I don't expect that guy to be sailing broadside to this battleship for long. But we got to tuck in behind the island, but just look at this. That guy was pretty much full health around 30 seconds ago, and now he's got what, a third of his health left, and he isn't going to have that for much longer. So a quick look back across the shoulders. We're thinking, can we get close enough? This guy, is he running will to rebuild? Is he running fight fire with fire? How long has he got for a cooldown? So we're still thinking about things. The Helena goes out for a dev strike, but there we go. The battleship burns to the ground. So, as I said, I thought the carrier was still in the game now, and was expecting planes to be heading my direction. So I'm thinking, can I sail round? Can I get a cap back? Can I kill a battleship? Can I bring this game back around for blue team? And if you look at the points and you look at the time left on the clock, the answer is no. It is quite simply no. Now, my reason for heading back towards this cap was my mistaken belief that the carrier was still in the game, and I thought I could get in amongst the small islands that would give me some cover from carrier runs, and it would allow me to perhaps get rid of this California. But I then realised that he's going to start moving. He's going to be amongst the islands. I would literally have to be on top of him before I could torpedo him. And I imagine that every good battleship captain at this stage of the game is expecting torpedoes and will have high explosive loaded and be ready to send me back to port by punching me squarely in the face with a load of 15 and 16-inch guns. But I'm not going to let that happen. Now, the Queen Elizabeth is still pushing up. Now, these guys could have turned around and head in the opposite direction. But they didn't. They chose to push forward. And looking at my concealment and looking at where that Huger is, I sort of initially think, okay, I'll go around to the left side of this island and close him down. But then I think no, because if he turns in, he's going to close that distance very quickly and spot me. So I decide to go round to the right side of the island while those torpedoes run on the Queen Elizabeth. Now, they were single fire, and we get we get two floods, but he's going to damage control that straight away. No point in me using a smoke screen to try and shoot at him and get a fire, because we got to allow the time for his damage control to run. He's going to keep pushing us. The Huger probably knows that I've come behind the island because he dropped detection and then was spotted again. And we think about a YOLO, and then we think, no, we're not going to YOLO and give them an easy kill. We're just going to take what we can from this game. Now, he is backing up, but watch. He starts backing up, but then he slows, and looking back across at him, you'll see that his smokestacks change. So, as well as your torpedo indicator, it's easy to tell with destroyers because your torpedo indicator moves if a ship starts to change speed or direction. But if you're in a cruiser or a battleship, look at the smokestacks, because that will tell you if they're speeding up, slowing down, or reversing. Because if they're going full forward and slam it into reverse, that smoke will go from running towards the back of the ship to going straight up to running to the front of the ship in a very short time indeed. So that's a good way to tell. So again, single fire torpedoes, 2 at the midships, 1 at the bow, 1 at the stern. I think RNG is screwing my torpedoes a little bit, because that guy isn't moving, and those torpedoes, well, 2 of them went where I aimed them, and the others didn't. But we did land 4 hits. We get a high caliber, but it is game over. We finish with 3 kills, 118,000 damage, a high caliber, and a dev strike. Thank you, Helena, for eventually putting yourself in the way of something that was going to do you some damage. But the bittersweet pill is when you look at the base XP, and even without the 50% win bonus, you beat the entire red team. And I think that just goes to show how badly this game was played by some ships, no names mentioned. But if you enjoyed that one, don't forget to smash the like button, leave me a comment. You can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. You can tip through the little icon at the bottom of the video, and we even have memberships available, which can be had for as little as 99 pence a month. So if you want to support the channel and keep things going, consider doing one of those and help me rock and roll through a few more games. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.